We are getting a first-hand account of an interview that turned into a stabbing.
Our breaking news tracker was first on the scene Monday after a prospective employer was attacked by a job candidate. And News since 6 o'clock, 10 News reporter Steve Fiorina talked to the victim about the bizarre reason this turned violent.
It was a job interview here that went nothing but wrong, spilling outside and bloodshed. This is the prospective employer, Justin Zundt, on the sidewalk, wounded after a fight and knife attack. This is the would-be employee, Jose Franklin Lopez, in court and facing prison time on charges of assault with a deadly weapon. Zundt has recovered.
I got a couple of scratches, a couple of little dings on my arm, but nothing too bad.
The two met briefly on the street hours before the job interview and brawl.
He had asked me for a quarter, and I happened to have $1 in my pocket, and I gave him $1. And he had mentioned something about how he had a job interview later, and I asked where, and he said it right here across the street.
Lopez left then and returned in a bad state.
He was intoxicated. You could tell he was drunk and definitely on some kind of drugs.
Also belligerent. Zundt asked him to leave several times.
He threw a punch at me, and fortunately I've had some martial arts training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
He said Lopez threw a few punches, swung his skateboard at Zundt, and eventually ran away. As Zundt was waiting for police, Lopez returned, this time armed with a knife.
He came running at me with a knife and tried to swing it, and I was able to grab the knife.
Lopez again ran away. Zundt was transported for medical treatment. Wasn't hard to find the suspect, though. His name and address were left behind.
Yeah, he left his application on my desk, so he's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Bail is high, $100,000.
At this stage in the game, we're concerned about his history of assaults.
Zundt is still hiring, adding security, though, extra people, and a warning.
You definitely can't come in with a sharp object or intoxicated, but as long as you're not doing one of those two things, we'd definitely be willing to talk to you.
Steve Fiorina, 10 News.